I don't know if Sam's going to make it, but we're going to just talk this thing through. I definitely need to talk this thing through. So here we go. This is DWTT coming to you from the Emirates. All right, people. As I said, welcome to the show. Let's go ahead and get started here. Whew. What can I say? I guess I'm going to go through my little. I guess I'm going to call it a rant or not, but we'll see where this thing takes me. Really poor performance from the team today. I was looking for somebody to step up when it happened. Going into the game, I knew how this thing was going to be played out. It's going to be Goodison Park. We don't play well there. New manager bounce. We're going to see that. Tykowski's name came up. I can't remember if that's Mr. Tom mentioned that name, but I remember hearing that name multiple times. He might make a difference in this game because he's played under Dyche, and all of this is going to happen. They're playing at home. There's a protest outside. The fans are not happy with what's going on. Serious setup for a fall, right? Basically, Arsenal fell into the trap, and that's what we got. We came out flat, came out indecisive with the ball at our feet, attacking the goal. I looked for one player on that pitch to basically say, you know what, I got this. Come with me. We'll get through this. And not one player looked like they were ready to just take this on all by themselves. And maybe, you know what, if you're not going to come with me, I'll show you why. And we looked really, really poor out there today, everybody. I actually was expecting some subs. The subs actually came in, the ones that you probably expected. I think the players going out wasn't what I expected. I mean, taking it all the way from front to back or back to front, depending on how you want to look at it. The game could have been a totally different scoreline if Ramsdale was having a poor day. He actually had a really good day, kept the thing close. Our center backs, outside of a slip that gave them a nice header, they played well today. Our our fullbacks on the outside, not a really good day from them. Not a good day. White looked terrible again. Zinchenko needed to bring a little bit more for the team. We needed to jump on his back, and he wasn't there for us. Midfield, not good. Not good at all. Midfield, I don't think you can pick one player on the midfield and say, you know what, that player stood out. They all, in terms of performances, were pretty poor today. Is Partey hurt, injured, having issues? Nope, he's fine. According to Arteta, Partey is fine. He didn't come off because of injuries concerns. He just came off. Oof. That's not a good sign. You take him off, and you saw what happened every time we take him off. The team just deflates, and we look like that in the second half. Front line, Nketiah was taken out of this game. We needed him to, I can't blame Nketiah for anything today. I think this isn't the type of game he excels in. This is why I've said it as soon as Jesus was starting to show that he might be back. This is why we wanted Jesus in a game like today. Nketiah, he can't. This is not his style of a game like the one we had today. You could see the middle. They just basically doubled on the wings, and there was not much going on in the middle there. And I think for me, I needed him to at some point just come out and get the ball, for him to switch or with the wings or something, just to get the ball, get the players moving on the back line. Nothing. It was easy for them to defend. Just double team our wings, and they could not see Nketiah the entire game. He basically had some opportunities. I think that was telling that the one shot he did have a really clear look at the goal. He just kicked it into the stands. And that's pretty much how that our shooting was the entire game. It all looked exactly like that. Barely any shots that really threatened the goalkeeper I think there was one that might have stung the goalkeeper's hands, but nothing really where we looked like we were going to score at any point. I would have liked to have seen and we'll probably get into this a little bit, but I would like to see Nketiah and maybe Xhaka come out. But we went in a different direction, and I think we paid for it. That's what I got to start. And, the more we talk about it, the more I probably get more upset about this thing. Welcome. We've got, before we get to Mr. Tom, who's going to probably say something to make me feel good, which I don't think you can, no matter what you say. No matter what you say about football today, not good. Craig, welcome to the show. They said it was a good January window. Embarrassing performance. Yeah, see the performance and the transfer. I hope they're not related at all. I saw what I needed to see from Trossard, but I think as a team we were terrible. Jorginho, the reason why our midfield was going to struggle is a combination of all three players. Jorginho wasn't going to change that, not in a game like today. They weren't threatening, so it wasn't more. He didn't have to deal with the defensive side, but we needed much better from him attacking wise, and we didn't. He didn't make that difference than Partey did. So what was the point? Yep, we got bullied again. We got bullied today. Bullied in the midfield. I mean, if you will notice how we lose a lot of balls. It was in that midfield today. They just basically every time we got the ball, they brought another player in. And once they got close, they just took the ball away from us, and we let them. Yeah. Seamus Coleman, Thunder Road, welcome to the show. Seamus Coleman, 34. I would have fancied him one-on-one against Martinelli. Yeah. You know what? All their players came with a little bit of fire today. Not like I said, what player today showed you that we can do something. We can do something. As Craig said, his shot landed in Anfield. It was a poor shot. I can't believe from that position. I think he was surprised, one, that he got an opportunity to shoot, but guess what? That's his job. That's his job to take that shot and put it on goal. He did not. Ray is here. Welcome to the show. We had no answers to Everton. Determination at the back, and we broke down on one corner. Obvious, you can't get many positive results if you don't score. And as I told Ray, our performances was coming into this game wasn't where I wanted it to be. We didn't perform well in the last match. It rolled into this one, and everything that could have gone wrong went wrong today. Xhaka and Jorginho combined pace 50. I don't know what that number means. I assume 100 is good. In a game like today, we needed to be a little bit more clinical with our passing in the final third. We were not. Ray thinks Trossard needed to start. Martinelli was poor. You know what? I don't think Martinelli was that poor. Because if you think about it, both wings were getting double teamed. Saka can handle it a lot better than Martinelli for sure. But the reason why they're getting double teamed is there's nothing in the midfield nothing in the middle of that pitch that's threatening them. Think about that middle of the pitch. Martinelli, you got Nketiah, and then behind him you've got Erdegaard and Xhaka. They weren't providing any bit of a threat there. That left Nketiah basically stranded. I mean, we had three islands up top there. We couldn't get barely any combination between them. Yeah. I don't think Martinelli was as bad. I think we saw when Trossard come in, he made a difference, but that was late in the game. I would like to see him start, of course, but I also would have liked to have seen maybe Trossard come in and play for Nketiah and see how we do there, because I believe we would have interchanged a lot more. But that's me rambling on. I said Mr. Tom would talk. But Bragov, welcome to the show. Really hard Saturday. Yeah, we're not expecting Xhaka to make all the key passes. That's the problem. There. All right, Mr. Tom, I think I've talked now for 9 minutes? And you've just been sitting there. I don't know what you've been doing. If you've been listening to me, or did you watch the game?
I have. But the thing is, there's not much to say in regards of you had 70% of the ball, and did nothing with it ultimately, and Everton bested you in basically every metric other than possession of the ball. So they will be thrilled, and you will not be. I can see why you would all be disappointed and angry, because if I was in your position, I'd be furious.
Yep.
Oh wow, Leicester City have scored twice in Tete.
Yeah, there's a lot of scoring going on, which is really upsetting me. Is that teams seem to be scoring today, and we couldn't really put a threat on their goalkeeper today. Lots of goals. I mean, in that first half for these games, I think there were like probably 9 goals scored. I mean, come on. We can do better than that. I know we can. Really, really poor from us today. As you said, I mean, what's crazy is we had all the possession, all the shots. Of course, we had more touches, and of course, but none of it mattered. None of it mattered. Their crosses connected a lot more than ours, which is probably expected because they're a lot bigger team than us. I mean, they had the fact that they had like those 3 corners in a row at that one point in the game. That was telling that something was going to happen, right? They had like 3 corners in a row. Once things settle down, that's the problem. We come out fast for 15, 20 minutes, and then the other team settles in, and then we don't respond. We didn't respond today when we needed to. For 15, 20. And we lost it there. Martinelli and Ben White are starting to be headaches, waiting for them to regain form. Yeah. Martin. Yeah. Ray thinks I'm a Martinelli fan, so I don't necessarily. I think the tactics would have worked if we had, I think, better up front. I don't think. I think Trossard would have had the same situation after a while. Because why would you concern yourself with Nketiah? He's not doing anything, so you just bring more players out. Trossard doesn't get as much space, and you have the same situation. He might get the ball out sooner, but in reality, I think it was a little different tactic needed there. Definitely a little. Yeah, expected more deep passes from Jorginho. I think that midfield was not good. Let's see. Yeah, they didn't respond today. Even after the goal, they didn't respond. The goal happened, and it looked like, all right, can we try to respond here? And we did not respond. We responded pretty much all season, just not today. Yeah.
I think it'd be disingenuous to say you deserve to win, because you just didn't. I mean, the reality is that your team let yourselves down, because you had a big chance in the first half, and my boy just was non-existent.
Yeah.
I think I can understand why you'd be upset, because this was a big opportunity to lay down a marker to Man City, and you've not done that. But I think it's also important to keep up the context of, you have a big lead because you've been highly consistent against everyone else. And the reality is that very few teams, win 36 matches out of 38.
No, in the grand scheme of things, it should be a blip. But I'm only going to talk about today. Tomorrow we can talk about a blip on the season, all right? Because today you can only talk about what I just saw, right? I just saw this 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly.
So 2 hours ago we looked really poor. Tomorrow, next Saturday, we can respond to this. I wanted us to respond in the game today. We didn't do that. And Bargaff says here, you say that, Gary, but XG for Everton 1.5, Arsenal 0.36. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that high to start the game. It wasn't that high in the first half, right? Things started to go their way. I mean, we were getting all that possession, getting nothing through it. I mean, it was the XG only goes up if you actually take the shot, all right, and you actually have a chance to score, all right. I mean, Nketiah's chances is probably the best we had all day. I mean, Jacques Saka had a opportunity. I think I would have liked him to have just taken it out of the air, as opposed to I think he let it drop. The one shot that he took, and it just killed it a little bit. But otherwise, not too many opportunities for us today. And I think for us, that's starts with the midfield, and then you get into the final third, and we were just not good there. Just not good there. Yeah. And a team that has 30% of the ball, there's something on the other side that's allowing that team to have more opportunities to score based on the XG. But what we saw there was really bad. Yeah, and the clear chances. I mean, we had DCL with an opportunity to he probably would have, they would have expected him to score. He had was it Decore or a non-effort with a header that they should have been able to put on target, right? And I believe that was when Gabriel slipped, right? The header. I mean, that header on that cross. I mean, we just got bullied off the ball, right? I mean, just got bullied through the middle. I mean, Erdegaard basically, Stavoski just ran through him like he wasn't even there. I mean, we've seen that in these types of games from Arsenal in the past. Not expecting it today when, one, we are sitting top of the league. Two, we didn't play the way we wanted to in the last game. We needed to respond, and we did not. We did not. And our set piece defense just didn't look good today. Of course, that was a lot on Everton, but it did not look good today. So, yes. So, Mr. Tom, what did you think? I mean, I think our midfield was struggling today, and Everton's looked really good.
I think
really good.
I think unfortunately you can't be great all the time, but you happen to not be great whenever you play them, which I find really strange. Because I think there's an element to it where obviously Frank Lampard wasn't getting the best out of them. But there was also an element where they're not very good in terms of, because if they was, ultimately it shouldn't matter that Frank Lampard is the coach, because they should have some pride and some self-respect in themselves to do better than they're doing. But ultimately Daesh tapped into something today where they are going to, I mean, it was, I was obviously annoyed because I thought Arsenal were going to help us out and take some points off Everton. But football don't work that way, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, how are you losing to Everton? Because I know when you play Leeds whenever it is in a few months, you're going to be like prime Brazil and you're going to probably give us a bit of a slapping. And I'll be like, where's that team? Where's I want the team that Arsenal put out today to turn up against Leeds, but football don't work like that. It's a result that's disappointing for everyone all round except for Manchester City and Everton.
True.
Maybe Tottenham.
Very true. True. And looking at, we'll go through it real quick. You're looking at the scores right now, and Aston Villa and Leicester City is 2-3 right now in the second half. Brighton is up 2-0, which is ominous, right? We play them next. Brighton,
you mean Brentford?
Bournemouth 0-0. Brentford, yeah. Brentford. What did I say?
You said
Brighton and I was going to say Brighton and Bournemouth are 0-0.
Yeah.
Right now.
It made me look. I was like, wait, Brighton have scored 2 goals as my live score was broken. But
no,
you meant Brentford. That's fine.
Manchester United are up 1-0 today on a terrible, well, no, it's just a terrible defensive play. I mean, hands up in the air, ball comes in. I mean, easy. I think that's an easy penalty to call there. But otherwise, nothing much going on for United in terms of attack. They just pulled Weghorst off for Garnacho, so I'm not sure if he's hurt or not. But Crystal Palace still is in this game if they decide that they want to get something out of it. And surprisingly, and not surprisingly, Wolves are up 2-0 on Liverpool. All right. I have no sure how that game is going, but Liverpool is on the road struggling today.
Liverpool basically are getting lots of shots off, but basically they're either off target or they're being blocked.
Yeah,
but
so
they're
you got an
actually
own goal.
not really testing Wolves.
You got an own goal on Matic, and then you got Craig Dawson with a goal like 7 minutes later. Liverpool is struggling here. They are struggling today. So, yeah, I wanted, as I said, I did want some chaos. I just wasn't expecting it in the first game of the day. It's happening, and now you can see a lot of these teams afterward basically woken up and they're just playing their hearts out today. As I said, I think the midfield today was really poor. All of them. I don't think you could pick one player and say, well, they did better than the other ones because they all were poor today. Partey coming out makes no sense unless he's injured, and that's the only thing that would make sense to me. If we're all playing poor, then why do you bring off your best player? All right. Jorginho's might have opened up things and Manchester United just scored really, really easily again. So this game looks like it's over. Crystal Palace is not going to come back from this thing now. Rashford with a nice tip-in goal there. The Assembled has joined us. Welcome the Assembled to the show. Good seeing you, my man. Not a good showing today from Arsenal. Lots of stuff going on though in the league. A lot of scoring going on in a lot of these games right now. Rashford with it's just like I guess he missed a game. How confident you can win the league? You know what? Well, one, we'll see in the next game, but I mean, we are still in the top of the league. We still have a game in hand. We still have to play City to answer the call here. So confident. I'm still confident. So it is a blip, as many have said. People were expected a blip at some point. This is what it looks like. So if that's the case, then nothing should have changed, right? But I think a lot of the media and a lot of the media is going to be like, this is the downfall, and it's like, no, but you were expecting this, right? You're expecting this. You expected us not to be perfect for the rest of the season, right? So this is what it looks like. Yeah, Cheddars, welcome to the show. We do play City twice, so we have two tests out there that are critical to answering the call. Is City good enough to beat us all in both games, or we could beat them all in 2 games? They could beat us all and beat us twice. So I think we need to go into that game feeling better about it. So if you want to just I'm holding you back because I know what you want to say. Stop it, Mr. Tom. Let Cheddars talk. Me and him talk for a little bit before you start kneeling. Nah. I know what you're about to do. No, wait, hold it back. Hold it there. But Cheddars,
what am I about to do?
I know what you're gonna do. I know what you're gonna do. Just
I don't think you do.
Hold your tongue. Hold your tongue. All right, we'll get into that. But yeah. Now I think the 2 matches against City are crucial, no matter how they end up. But we need to be able to get points when we play them at home for sure. We've shown that we can. We need to show the resiliency we've had all season. This is one of those times, right? Brentford at home, and then we play City, I think, at home as well. So why not? I think there might be a game in between there, but we need to show up for those games. If I'm correct, right? We play Brentford at home and City at home, right? So we've got that's a Saturday, Wednesday. So Brentford, we come in, and Wednesday we play City. So there you go. So Mr. Tom, I know you wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, Chris, if you're still there, I'm struggling to think of a Scottish team that begins with M.
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, no, you're right. They assembled. This, you know what? This was going to happen. We've seen it in games, and we've seen the team respond. So we need to see that again. That's all. I expect to see it again. I'll be surprised if we don't respond. If we don't have players out there reeling from this loss. There's like a little rumble in the in the Old Trafford here. Players are getting at it. There's a lot of it says IU and is that Fred are talking toe to toe here. Stan,
It's fine,
welcome to the
thanks,
show.
Dan.
Stan, welcome to the show. Yeah, and Cheddar's is a tough one, and you've got Stan answering the call. I don't know if this is right.
She's
There
fine,
you
thanks,
go.
Dan.
Thanks for the help. Yes. You guys didn't expect that, did you? But there you go. Cheddar's does fall in line. Cheddar's answers it. So yeah.
You know damn well their name is Hearts of Midlothian, Stan. You know that damn well, you cheeky, sneaky little bastard. Pardon my language.
Yeah.
I love Stan.
Yeah, so,
I love Stan, but
cool. So we talked about the midfield there, and as I said, I think they all played poorly, but I don't know why Partey comes off. I don't know why he comes off. He wasn't injured. Partey playing poor isn't a reason for him to come off when you can't go, well, you know what, he's hurting Erdegaard's play, he's hurting Xhaka's play. No, I think they were all were down the same performance level if you want to count that. Partey coming off, I think that's going to be questioned here. The upset pick corruption. Is there a lot of upsets going on right now? I don't know. Let's see. I guess the Wolves Liverpool one is a big one, right? Manchester United was expected. Brighton, Bournemouth. I think Arsenal definitely. Anybody who picked Arsenal today would have won, but I don't think we could have picked our team to do this today. Yeah. Yeah, there's 18 points that could have been won today. Partey short of full match fitness. I get that, but Arteta didn't say that. I get that. He didn't say that Partey was short of full match fitness. We knew coming in that he hadn't practiced well because they needed to test him out. And for me, if we're not going to get a good match out of him, then I'd rather us go a different direction than go down that route, right? Because you're expecting him to do certain things and he doesn't do it, and then that just hurts the team. But if they know better, they can adjust. Yeah. I don't think Partey was fully fit. I think Arteta's keeping that card close to his chest, which is hopefully against Brentford, Partey is back, right? Glenwyn, welcome to the show. Saying hi to both myself and Mr. Tom. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Ray, when I listened to his interview, he just said, they said, was he injured? And he said no. And I don't recall what he said after that, but I don't think he said anything like, well, he wasn't fit to continue. I don't recall hearing that. Maybe I missed it. But in general, he was better than what we had. I don't know if he would have got hurt if he continued to play, but I wonder who Tony picked this week. Oh, that's right. He doesn't submit his picks until matches have already started. You're right. He probably did get a late pick in there. Ray can tell us. He might tell us that. Gunnar matters. Arsenal did not play well. No player gave it. They're all in big ups to Everton. They wanted it more. Yeah. As I said, what player on that pitch today in an Arsenal shirt basically said, you know what? No, this is not right. What's going on here? Come with me. I'll jump on my shoulders. I'll take you there. Not one player stood up to this challenge today. We needed a leader on the pitch. None of them. They all seemed like they got smacked in the mouth, and it looks like Wolves have extended their lead. Maybe I should be watching that game and not this other one. These other ones here, because what's the point of that? What is the point of that? I'm not enjoying myself watching those games, but looks like Wolves are pushing their lead up on Liverpool. Liverpool is struggling today. And we've got another score here. It's 3-3. Aston Villa just scored. Coutinho just put a goal in. 3-3 here. And Coutinho looks like he pulled a hamstring because he's it's offsides too. So nope, no goal here. So take that back. Collusion between Tony and Ray undercover the shenanigans. I don't think so. Ray doesn't like Tony. He plays liking Tony for TV. Yeah. I didn't hear that bit short part, Ray, about our Partey being a bit short. For me, it sounded like he was saying nothing, no reason. Yeah, Tony did not get his picks in. I mean, we'll probably get into it because Mr. Tony's been dropping the ball, and Mr. Tom he'll get into it today, or Mr. Tom will get into it later today. As some of you know, or some of you don't know, Mr. Tom later this evening, it's the maiden voyage for the full Nelson. Mr. Tom, you want to let me go through the? You want to take that away?
I'm glad you asked. Basically, I kept getting comments along the lines of, "So what's your YouTube channel, Tom? Why aren't you doing a live stream on tonight's wrestling? I thought you were doing a live stream on tonight's wrestling." So I basically go do a live stream on tonight's wrestling. And I should be joined by the one and only Tony Turner and other invited guests. But admittedly, it's on at like 1 a.m. So you can come on if you want. I'm not so sure you'd want to, but of course, you're always welcome.
Why would I not want to?
Well, because you don't like wrestling. So I thought that'd be a big indicator.
That's my buddies. I would like to come in. I would like to come in. Maybe I might like. I did like it back in the days. I am not watching it like you guys for sure. Oh, I didn't. You know what?
You know what, Gary?
Yes, sir.
I'll send you the link. And you can join us if you want.
I'm around, I'll be around, so I should be able to watch. I missed this here, but in the United match here, they're up 2-0, so they should get all the points. But Casemiro once again looks like he's out for 3 games. Again, violent conduct. VAR looked at it, and he's going to be out for 3 games. So
well,
you know what?
Stan, I'm glad you asked.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry.
Go ahead.
No.
Let me go through the chat, and then I'll let you continue.
Yeah.
I'll let you continue. So here we go. You can't say that because our Chelsea buy wouldn't have been acceptable. Like I said, I don't know why Partey came off. That's right, Cheddars. Wolves are up 3-0 here on Liverpool. I don't have this game on. I probably should because it's like yeah. Football Manager definitely. That's what Chelsea is doing. Stan has changed his pick. Late pick coming in. He's going with Everton. Surprise win over Arsenal, or at least a draw. They took all the points. Yeah. If he knew Partey was not 100%, then he should have not started him, and maybe given Jorginho the start. Maybe to really give Partey, give PT a cameo at the end. PT, what is that? Oh, maybe that's TP, right, Tony? Thomas Partey is what you meant to say there. Yeah, no, For me, if Partey couldn't go, that's why you brought a Jorginho in. It's not like he's not ready to play, right? So administration always gives grief, and the officials weren't good today, but we should have expected it. We should have expected it. I don't know what the point deduction is here, but yeah, there's a film. Tom, there's a film about you, so there you go. Looks like Cheddars is out. Thanks for joining us.
No, that's the name of the film.
Oh, Good Night,
There's a
Mr.
film
Tom.
called Good Night, Mr. Tom. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He wouldn't be rude and only wish me good night. Come on now.
Why? I don't know. I might have missed. He might have been saying good night to me later on. That's why I didn't. I wasn't fine. I wasn't okay. Yeah, please refer all complaints to Tony, Mr. Tom. Yeah. What are you watching, Mr. Tom, later on this evening? So, Mr. Tom, what are you watching on your show?
I believe we will be doing a live watch along of the WWE NXT Vengeance Day, which is obviously meant to be a pun on Valentine's Day, 10 days before it happens, because people are stupid. So, it should be good fun.
And this might make you happy. You had a goal here at Old Trafford here. Slop just tapped a nice little volley into the goal, past the goalkeeper. It's 2-1. Crystal Palace is down with into the 77th minute. Their upper man, of course. So, you know what? Why not? Why not lose some points for United? I think we'll be happy for that, right? I need chaos. I need chaos. Liverpool fans were delighted for it with our loss, and then they turn around and their team does that to them. So there you go. Ha! Sam is not here today. He's hanging out with the family, right? It's the weekend, so some days we can make it, some days not. He's hanging out with his family, so we'll see him the next time we have this show. Yep, Palace just scored, as I said. Slop with a nice little volley into the goal, right between the defender and De Gea. They just was flat-footed the entire time. Yeah, we are laughing at Liverpool, but it's not even fun anymore. They're not even it's not even close, right? It's just like bang, they lose, right? So yeah, so there you go. And as you can see here, Full Nelson Podcast. That is the show. Mr. Tom and Tony will be.
Yeah, it won't put a lot of my comments up on there for some reason.
Why?
I have no idea. I wrote one that basically said, "Subscribe to me or Tony will whip me," and Restream were like, "No."
Because it's probably a little nasty.
And that's one thing we're not.
Let me see if I can find it in the messages here. It doesn't even show up like it was blocked. I think when you're a first time, if that's one of your earlier messages, then they do get there's a timeout there. And we do have a goal here. Leicester City has scored now. They're up 2-4 at Aston Villa. So I don't see Villa. I only see the one message from you, from your account right now. That even if they were getting blocked, I think if the earlier ones were the nasty ones, then it might be because you needed to.
They were sandwiched either side of hello.
Oh, I don't see them being blocked, so I'm not sure what's going on there. I don't know. I'm not blocking them. I am not. It looks like Brentford has scored. I just got an alert here. Everybody's scoring today except for damn Arsenal. Steven has joined us. Steven, I hope you're feeling all right. This game probably did not do anything if you weren't feeling well. It looks like Sabitzer is going to come on. So, it looks like these teams that brought in these players immediately being asked to come in and do something for their team. I heard Tate scored today for Leicester City. Right, I think he's a new player, right? So, lots of good things going on today for the other teams.
I'm not sure how these results could get worse for Leeds, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on around there. What is it? Casado choked Will Hughes. Soundby is on for Palace. Oh, look at that craziness going on here. Craziness going on. We'll see what
Casemiro,
Sunday can do.
Casado plays for Brighton. Get him off
What
the
did I
break.
say?
It's done.
What
You
did I
said
say?
Casado.
Damn
Casado.
it!
It's done. It's done. He's gone for 6 months. We can go back to that.
Oh my gosh! I looked at it. I saw Casemiro, and I still said something else. Yeah, that you know what? I don't like talking about plays for that long and nothing good happening in my favor. So yeah, you're right. Sorry about that, people. I will get the words and names right. Hopefully, going forward. It's only been like 40 minutes. Come on. That's why Liverpool fans hate Arsenal. What? What? Just because of 89? Come on. Hey, you gotta finish. You gotta play all 90 minutes, right? You gotta play all 90 minutes. Huh?
Our
Yeah, but you
football
guys have
was
done all
dull
right.
in 1989.
You
The
guys done all
worst.
right for the last 5 years. It's just you're going through a little bit of a. This is the struggle, right? So, see, I hate them as I used to go to school next to Highbury and everyone was Arsenal. Oof, that would have been tough. That would have been tough. Yeah, yeah. Everton game was really a poor one. We basically just let them do what they did today, basically, and we paid for it. So, you know what? Response. How did we respond last season? Let's see how we responded last season after that match, because I do recall it. And, let's see. We'll get into that. So last time we played them, we lost 1-2 to them, and we actually lost the previous game. Surprisingly, to Manchester United. We lost 2-3 away at Old Trafford. And then we lost to Everton 1-2. And then we went on like a 5-game winning streak. So you know what? We've shown that we can respond. We need to do that again. But
that one
today
got put up.
all right. So you know, I'm thinking that YouTube, when you first join, when you first like, I don't know if you just subscribed or whatnot, but there's a timeout period before your messages will actually be pushed out there. So you have to wait a bit. So if you just went into the chat, if you just went into the show and then just started typing, I don't think it would show up your messages right away. So there is a timeout. There's a time period when you first start.
Yeah, but it usually tells you if that's the case. Like on Ryan's channel,
I haven't
you
seen
have
that.
to subscribe for a minute. You have to subscribe for at least a minute before you can write something. It tells you that directly. It tells you that. It hasn't said anything like that in here.
But you know what? Full Nelson podcast, probably that's just what it's going to be. You're just not going to be able to be as open as you want to be with your messages, I guess. But we'll see. In 1989, Liverpool did not play to win. They sat on a 1-0 loss. Correct. You got to play 90 when other teams got nothing else to lose, right? Nothing else to lose. Got to play through the 90. Got to play through the tape. The mighty wings.
Football in '89 is rough. I know. It's talking about Welling.
Welling. It says Welling
United. The mighty wings are winning.
You're gonna have to translate for me sometimes. So thank you for that. Let's just say Steven says 2 players form is starting to worry me. Benny has been really poor in the port. Yep. Ben White has been struggling a little bit in the last 2 matches. You know what? And you know what? We talk about rotation, and we see it. We saw it in the last match. You know, maybe he needed to sit today. You know, we need to be able to rotate our players, and we have the players in those positions. All right. It's not like we never had all season. We've had an extra player for each one of our fullbacks that can come in and do a job if we need to. Arteta's got to see this. This is where Arteta's let us down a little bit, but hopefully he'll learn from that. But Everton could stay up very strange indeed. Yeah, Mr. Tom's not too happy about that. Every 3 points for teams at the bottom 7 of the league is a plus for them. Any points they get, 3 is amazing. Bournemouth could score on versus Brighton. All right, yeah. All right, what else we got here? Xhaka only had 1 goal since the World Cup. He was shocking today. Yeah, no, he was. as I said, the midfield was poor. Xhaka kind of just played into that as well. Somebody needed to step up. I always say this, and I say this. You probably, hopefully, Tom, you've heard me say this. At some point, somebody's got to stand up. Somebody's got to say, no, I got this. Somebody, anybody. Somebody's got to be fiery. Somebody's got to put in a challenge, take a yellow, wake the team up, whatever it is. We needed that today, and we just basically did not. We just sat there.
Sean Dyche is the worst person to be up against if you are not up for a fight.
Yeah. You know what? We should have been up for the fight. We knew it. This was scripted from the time that he took the job, how this match is going to go. You need this. None of this. No, the team has to. The team knows this. Other teams, I didn't think they would be able to replicate what Newcastle did, and I don't think they did today. I think we our form dropped to theirs. You know, we played up or down to the teams we play. Right? Newcastle came in with a plan, but I think we were able to keep up with it. Today, Everton, team at the bottom of the table, towards the bottom of the table, and we played down to them today. And that's not. We shouldn't be doing that. We don't need to do that. We play our style, and they don't have an answer for it.
Brentford are winning 3-0. I don't know if we mentioned that.
Yeah, I mentioned the goal. Yeah, I got an alert here. Got a corner coming in, a free kick from Crystal Palace, and De Gea got a hand on it, and Crystal Palace looks like they're threatening. They got about 3 minutes left in this match, though, so we'll see. Stan says Ozil retired from football yesterday, which is strange because I thought he retired a couple of years ago. Yeah, he signed a contract and then he didn't like he played football anymore. Yeah. So here we go. Who goes first, Klopp or FSG? I don't think you just let go a manager of that quality. So
it's a lot cheaper to let go of Klopp.
It's definitely a lot cheaper, but having it, we keep talking about like if they had a proper manager, such and such would happen. Well, Garnacho is actually out of the game, and I just saw him get subbed in. So they're
going to need a big investment, Liverpool, to turn this around, because a lot of their woes are basically born out of the fact that the team is stale.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I got an alert, and I just missed the alert, so I guess we'll hear about it in a little bit. Yeah, no, I think Liverpool's just going through a little change here with which happens. Mbappe seems to have got the Arsenal players upset again. Yeah, I don't know how many of these players were around when they saw what Mbappe did, but the fact I don't understand how Zinchenko got a yellow for getting tackled and brought down onto the pitch. What's he supposed to do? Be happy about it? Come on, that official was poor today, but we've seen the same thing over and over again. Paul Nelson is talking about the Arsenal luchador. Close personal friend of mine challenged Ozil to a loser leaves town match. Yeah. Well, Ozil has left the building, as they say. All right, so what else we got going on here? Stan, first team players are never taken out on the back of a couple of performances. Look at Maguire. He managed half a season out of form before he was. See, my thing is, the reason why players get rotated isn't what you see on the pitch, it's what you see going into the matches. Ben White could have been struggling going into practice the week before he was struggling, right? And that's when you do the rotation. Not after you see the performance, and then you see it again, right? So for me, I think the manager sees these. We always talk about, well, I don't know what Arteta sees in practice and all of that. That's why the managers can make those decisions, because they see things in practice and then they see it on the pitch, and it's like, maybe I should make a change, right? That's what I believe managers should do. Yeah, so I think Sean Dyche might be calling into the fans. Imagine that. The guy's going to call into that show. Crap. I I don't like sand dice right now.
That shows the greatness of the Arsenal fan circle. That Sean Dyche is willing to
it's got a
take time.
pull of the man.
out of his
Got a pull. We got a
busy
local
schedule, yeah.
Ivory's local Badger has joined us. Welcome to the show. Your pain begins with the Cronky's 2 decades of pain. No ambition, no targets, no big cups. KC employed Edu, and we threw away the FA Cup chances. The title
Not sure I agree with that, Badger.
That's a lot that you experience in just the two. I mean, if you, I assume you're looking at the 2 matches and saying that the season is lost. I don't. This is what a season looks like, and not only that, but we are still 5 points up on City as of today.
2 decades, 2 decades of pain. What pain? What pain? The lowest you finish is 8th. What pain? You even at your worst, you are in no danger of dropping out of the league.
Mr. Tom, I hear you, but I hear what Highbury local Badgers talking about. There are levels to this thing. What you consider pain and what we consider pain are not equal. We know this. We know this. We talk about it. You talk about we're winning FA. You're saying you guys are winning all these FA Cups. Nah, we don't want just FA Cups. That's an okay season. That's not a good season. Come on. There are levels to this thing, my man. There are levels. Realize that and take that all in.
I get there are levels to this, but pain, words like pain.
Your expectations are
the meaning of the word in a football context.
No, as I said, these are levels. Your pain and my pain are different, right? It's like a rich person and a poor person, right? A poor person is like, where is my next meal? The rich person is, I think I can't get the $175 steak today. I'm struggling, so I'm going to have to go get the $125 steak today. Levels to this thing.
They're both the same steak. They're both the same.
They're not the same steak. That's why they cost different. I won't be able to put asparagus on the side next to my steak tonight because I can't afford it.
Not the asparagus.
There are levels to this thing, my man. You gotta understand. And you know what? Arsenal fans should expect us to win, be planning to win trophies, and see us progressively move
I get all that. But it comes out just because you lost a match to Everton. Admittedly, it's a bad. Look, it's a bad result.
I saw your team struggle. I couldn't get a word out of you. What do you say then? The entire show, I had to pry you to say hello to me. You wouldn't talk, right? So, yes, this is what it sounds like when it comes out of an Arsenal
we were robbed, man. Yeah, but we were robbed, and you know it.
There are levels to this thing, and the reactions are expected, right? They're no different. So, nah.
I'm not diminishing anyone's reaction. I'm not diminishing.
You have your thoughts. I don't believe
Badger has the right to say that, but then I have the right to be like, pain.
Yeah, that is our pain. You can't tell us it's not. That's his pain. Let the man feel. He's felt the pain, and he's telling you about it. Thank you for telling me. I don't believe that KSC is doing us wrong right now. Maybe in the past, and I think in the past they didn't have the control they wanted, so they were just going to sit back and let it happen. I don't get that either, but that's what they did. Since they've been in charge, we've seen a little bit different. They have been contributing to the cause now, and we are looking at players to bring in, so that's coming from them, right? So I don't Cronky out. I get it, but I don't get it right now. Not today. Steven, I don't know if they were looking past Everton at the City match, but not one player was ready to play today. You were right. I kept saying this. Nobody looked like they were ready. Like the City game, we still have to play Brentford. Brentford's up 3-0 right now. Imagine how they're thinking right now. Arsenal fans are gonna, we're playing at home, so it's gonna be different. Yeah, but somebody's gonna, I want to see the
Brighton scored. Mitoma.
Huh?
I don't know if you knew. Brighton scored at the end. Mitoma.
Oh, Mitoma. Look at that. So what is that? What game was that? Brighton?
Brighton versus Bournemouth.
All right. So there you go. What's this? Stan just downloaded the Is that Nintendo 64 GoldenEye?
Yeah, GoldenEye. Yeah,
All right,
I've
cool.
not heard good things though, Stan. From what I've read, it's the standard thing where people spend 20 years asking for something, and then when they get it, they don't like it.
Mm. We're in the
It's like,
we're in the
it
we're in the
weren't,
6th
it
minute
weren't
of
how
extra
I
time
imagined
here
it'd be.
at Old Trafford. Crystal Palace does have the ball. United is trying to hold on to this 2-1 lead. It'd be nice. It'd put a smile on my face if they can lose the lead here. We'll see what Crystal Palace does. Colonel Ward has a little thingy thing for Mr. Tom. I was hoping Leeds were winning, so somebody might be happy, but I think there's more chance of going to Timbuktu. Oof. Oof. I guess going to Timbuktu is just not for most people, if not anyone, right?
I
So,
bet Timbuktu is a really nice place to go, but someone once used it in a derisory manner and it just became a done thing. Like Timbuktu's probably sitting there going, "The fuck did we do?"
yeah. Yeah, if Liverpool gets
I
rid
bet,
of
their
Klopp,
$125 steak is amazing.
probably is. That's where you go for the 125 and not the $175 stake. So yeah, Liverpool, if they let
I
go of
wouldn't
Klopp,
know.
they're not only going to be struggling on the pitch, but they'll be struggling on that managers on the sideline as well. So
I
yeah,
don't need to lunch at Timbuktu though, because obviously I lunch at the Shard. So.
that is true. You have your own place. The ref had nothing to do with our losing. It was the ref didn't have anything to do with our losing, but he didn't. We expect these things, and it happened today. I mean, like I said, I don't understand how you get a yellow for getting grabbed and brought down on the pitch. I don't get how you get a yellow for that when you respond. Right? I don't get it. I don't get. I don't like any response to that. I think is justified as a referee. I mean, come on. Don't even Nope. Brighton scores late. Guess who?
A quick trivia
Yeah.
question for everyone. Just a quick guessing game. I have one PlayStation Platinum trophy. What game do I have the PlayStation Platinum trophy in? Please continue.
Cool. We'll hear that answer in a little bit. White and Xhaka cannot start the next match. Neither has been good of late. Yeah, I think Xhaka is he is a what they call it. He's a result of those around him, right? I mean, if Partey's struggling, Vertigor's struggling, he's not going to be able to pick them up, right? You put a Jorginho in there, maybe he's able to help change things a little bit. Got an offsides here by Crystal Palace. This thing looks done. They're in the 8th minute of extra time on a 7 minute. 7 minutes of extra time. This thing's probably done. Arteta got the grapefruits to drop. Yeah, that's you know what? He ain't got the grapefruits, and he didn't want to drop Nketiah either today because Nketiah could have been dropped. Not because I don't think it's necessary because it was a poor performance from Nketiah. He just was not going to be influential in the game today. Not today's game. That's why Jesus makes a difference, is because in a game like today, Nketiah just is not. He's just not there. He's invisible. His presence isn't known. I mean, and he can't make a difference in a game like today. So I thought he would have been good to have him come out. Everton just played a game they wanted to play. Boston game without much resistance. Yeah, we basically just laid over and took it. Just took it, as I said on the pitch, on the watch along today. We just let them do whatever they wanted. They got what they wanted, and we struggled. Yeah. Hillsbury local Badger, right? That is Badger. I think
I don't believe it is, Stan. I know it's a wide net because I've not really provided any clues, but I think you'll all be rather you'll
Hillward with no money has more ambitions than the Cronkies. We don't even meet our targets and standards where we're Casado. You know what? I don't. How can you blame the Cronkies for the execution of Edu and Benai and all those guys? That's their job, is to close these deals. He obviously gave them the money But I don't think Casado was actually an opportunity. I think that was just we were just barking up the wrong tree, as they say. That wasn't going to happen. They weren't giving him up. So I get the first bid, but at the second bid, I don't get it unless you're going to make it easy for them to say yes. And we definitely did not make it easy for them to say yes. So
It's predominantly a children's game. I will say that it's not an adult game.
Yeah. I've been really quiet on this, and they still have got to go to the toilet bowl and get something. Mike Keegan take.
Can I read this out? I've been really quiet on this. They still have to go to the toilet bowl and get something. And I tell you, I'll love it if we beat them. Love it.
Yeah, I'm not expecting anything from that team. I never expect them to do anything for me. Not if you looked at it, they haven't done it yet. All right, you go up 2-0 on City and you lose 4-2. Yeah, you're not doing anything. Taib has joined us. Welcome to the show, Taib. Arsenal aren't going to win the league. Let's not get too excited. One game, Taib. It's just one game. Come on. It's not that. It isn't dire right now. It is not. The next time we play City, no matter what happens, we win that match. We pull ahead of them, no matter what. We extend our lead or we pull ahead of them. Whichever one you take. Take your pick. Worst case scenario, the next time we play City, what? And if we win, guess what? We go ahead of them at the least. That's the least.
It has Iron Man in it. Sorry.
You're like
just a clue for it. It has Iron Man in it.
Hi, Stan. Hope you. Xhaka for me has been our worst player since World Cup. Zen has lost his way and has shown no signs of return. Oh, he has lost his way. I think Xhaka is who he is. He is who he is based on his surroundings. Midfield is poor today. He is not going to stand out. He's not going to stand out in a game like today. We needed players to stand out, and the ones we needed to stand out today for me were Erdegaard, Partey.
Nope.
I would ask for more from Saka today, but I think he actually did a really good job. I think we needed that's why in Kedia for me, we needed somebody in the middle of the pitch to make a difference, and Kedia would have been that person. He didn't do it.
Yes.
GoldenEye was incredible. Yeah.
It was incredible. GoldenEye was great. Yeah. I used to love the guard, and then the guard would start scratching his ass, and then you just while you line up your scope, sniper him in the back of the head.
Yeah. So it looks like all these games are over here now, because I'm getting all my streams are saying, "Go away, go away."
You're correct, Colonel.
Yeah. Let's see. Mr. Tom knows pain. Tell them about it. Yeah, he does. But you know what? I don't care because it's just levels. His pain is in the lower division. My pain is in a top 6 situation.
We've caused our fair amount of pain at the higher levels. So I remember pain we caused in 99 and 2003.
You know what? I'm moving on. I don't even want to talk to you about anything anymore.
And,
no, I don't want to talk about it. Let's move on. Miss Belina, welcome to the show. I've been pretty much talking about football. Mr. Tom has been, going off on a tangent like he does, especially today.
The Tangent King.
I have a lot to say. Knights of the Old. Is this a game that I don't have?
That's a Star Wars game.
Okay. All right. So today's show is brought to you by Arsenal and video games. All right. Nerd fact from Cheddars. Timbuktu used to be a very wealthy city. You know what? Until people said Timbuktu, and it's got some bad marketing right now out there in the Twitter sphere, in the world sphere, and somebody needs to go out there and say, no, Timbuktu is the place to be. And bring Timbuktu back is all I'm saying. Bring it back.
The place to be.
Need for Speed 1 and the 2 originals. You can't beat them. All right. You guys talk. I don't know anything about these games.
No, they're guessing the game that I got platinum trophy in.
Oh, is that all right?
But
hey, Russ, welcome to the show. Russ was on the watch along with us earlier today. You saw we went through it. So is it what is this called again?
Grand Theft Auto 4.
Grand Theft Auto 4? No, the Little Planet.
It wasn't that. No,
Tetris.
Little Big Planet. It was not.
Was it Mines? I think it was Mines, right? It's probably
Colonel got the
Mines.
answer right. He goes on to get it correct.
Oh, okay. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
No, it's not that. It's not that.
Jaka play has been poor for over a month, even with everyone else playing well. It's him. You know what? As I said, he stands out when we're all poor, and today that's the problem. Yeah, City
I hate you to get away, Chris.
City tomorrow could win 5-0, but they also could lose, 3-2. So, we'll see what happens. This is another game. I didn't know this was a game. Avengers. Oh, Lego Marvel. I think, Mr. Tom and his Lego Marvel game.
Yeah.
Probably struggled.
Yeah. That's what I got the platinum trophy in. Lego Marvel Superheroes 1. 100%. And people will go, oh, you 100% a children's game. Yeah, and I beat his brains out.
See, there's levels to this thing, right? You're taking that,
baby.
You're taking that. You're putting that trophy up on the top of the shelf, right?
Hey, I'm telling you this, right? People will mock it, but until you've hit 20 targets in 15 seconds with Iron Man, you ain't getting no trophy. That children, I bet children cannot do that. It took me about 4 days to do it.
Mr. Tom can. Yeah, just like Jacques will get a new contract because you know what? If you notice, a lot of some of these contracts, the big contracts that we're hoping for, aren't happening, but other contracts are, right? We knew coming in the big three, as I like to call them, Saka, Martinelli, and Saliba were the contracts we wanted to see signed. Bang, out of the block, you got Gabriel, right? I don't think we were saying much about that one. And then next thing Saliba, Martinelli does sign his, and you still have Saka and Saliba. And then Xhaka's name comes into that list. Strange, huh? Strange. So we shall see. Scarface, the game is excellent, but hard to find. Godfather 2 on PS2 was incredible. I used to love The Getaway.
Oh, the Getaway. I remember getting that, and they basically were like, it's an accurate depiction of London. And I remember driving on it for about 20 minutes through London, like to get to the location where you're meant to do this heist. And then I got there, and then I got shot in the head and killed immediately. Oh. And I was furious.
Shucks. All right, so what else we got? So Stan, I don't know if I don't think Stan has a gaming PC because he said Nintendo 64 and he said Xbox in the same sentence. So I assume he has one of those, right? Is that how it works?
Stan said he's got an Xbox. I think he said 360, but I'm not.
All right.
Maybe Xbox One. Point is, I don't know what the point is.
Godfather games are good as the Mafia trilogy. Yeah, the Getaway was quality. The only issue was level 1 was Mission Impossible. That's kind of hard if level 1's Mission Impossible. Got a physical copy of Scarface. Mr. Tom, it's called a setup. Yeah, so we've been talking about football, Arsenal, anyways, because that's what I wanted to talk about. Let's take a look because I haven't looked at the table now. So the table as it's
Arsenal, they want to forget Arsenal for the day because I would want to forget a result like that.
Yeah, I know, but I do want to. I think we all still want to get it off our chest a little bit, right? So let's see here.
Best way to forget Arsenal if you can't sleep tonight.
All right, so here we go. So our top 5 hasn't really changed today. Let's see what we had here. Come on. No, top 5 did not change. Is it? Yeah, top 9 did not change today. right? Yeah, top 9 did not change today. Everybody's still in the same positions. Arsenal still has a 5-point lead on City. City will be playing tomorrow, so they will have Arsenal will have a game in hand. No matter what happens, no matter what happens next week, Arsenal will still have that game in hand, and Arsenal still has an opportunity to still better City. So we'll see. I don't expect us to struggle that much against Brentford, but I do expect it to be a tougher game than we had today. I don't think Brentford will play like Everton. So let's see. The bottom of the table is as follows. Everton, even though I think they were at 1 point 17th in the table at one point, they are back down still in relegation zone at 18th. Got Bournemouth 19th, and you've got Southampton. There are how many teams? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams within 3 points of relegation, if you look at it. So it is still a struggle. If who do you play tomorrow?
Forest tomorrow.
Yeah, if you beat Nottingham Forest tomorrow, then they stay closer to the bottom. Leeds. Oh, sorry about that. Leeds is in the danger zone essentially.
In the danger zone.
They're in a danger zone in the sense that they are sitting 1 point. Actually, they're sitting goal difference essentially outside the 18th. So that should be a really good game. It's at Nottingham Forest, right?
Yeah.
So that should be a good one. Leeds, though, I'll tell you one thing about the transfer period. Those teams, a lot of teams at the bottom of the second and the bottom 10 of the league, I think, made some good additions to their squads to help them out. And so I would expect that to show up, and I think we did today. So yeah. Let's see. The full Nelson has a comment to say the best way to forget the taste of defeat is to watch me in about 7 hours. So yeah. So for those who in 7 hours, which I guess as you said is about 12:30 a.m. for you guys across the pond, the full Nelson podcast will be on. Mr. Tom and one Tony Turner will be on chatting about wrestling. They're going to have guests.
I'm also.
I think I'm actually part of the guest list. So I probably won't be able to speak to the history of wrestling as much as they will, but I definitely like to be part of.
Well, no, the idea is that you can still talk about what you know or what you know or what you.
Oh, so I can just come in and talk about Arsenal the whole time, like today you talked about video games and about. I don't know what you were talking. What else were you talking about today besides video games?
Well, you can, but I'll have the program to time you out if you do it. But
kid, when have I ever timed you out? Whoa, see, I've never timed you out. I threatened you. I didn't threaten you before the show even happened. I gave you time to build up to that. God, I thought we were friends, and all of a sudden the man's already like, I'm going to cut you out. I'm going to shut you down.
No, I would never do that. I'd never do that. Actually, it would help fill the time, actually. So I'd probably...
You're on 20 minutes. There is a reason for this.
But I went. So no, I'm gonna obviously drop the invite to the people in my wrestling chat group. So obviously Stan, Russ, Alonso are available. They are more than welcome, of course, and I will give Gary the link as well.
Cool. So
it'd be great to try something new.
That'd be cool. That's in your element, right? You will be, as they say, the subject matter expert. Not that you're not here, you're definitely an expert here in regards to football, but there as well.
I know more about wrestling than I do about football.
Yeah, and if that's true, then that's crazy, right? Because I believe you know a lot about football as well. That's why I'm happy to have you on the shows. Championship Manager PC Emulator yesterday. I went and played a game, and all of them for your wonderful memories. All right, cool, Colonel Ward. So it's Dre said I guess it's been 2 minutes since this went up. Tony still has not put in an upset pick. Hope he's doing all right. You never know when he disappears for a while whether he's going through some things. So hopefully he's all right. He's just busy doing whatever Tony does. So Tom and Power could be dangerous. Yeah, I am scared whenever he look right there. You see his hands as he oh no, that's an evil laugh. Everything about that is just scary. He's like he's putting his fingers together like something mischievous and dangerous and evil's about to happen. And then the grin happens and you're like crap. So, yeah. So I think
Our test run was amazing. I managed to do a 15-second podcast with no audio and no camera.
You know what? That's the good part about doing that test run is because now you know, all right, how do I get the audio coming up?
Yeah, I fixed it, but still, I'm still going to tell the self-depreciating story about my lack of technology and now relating to it.
And you know what? I think you should hold this for the show, but we need to tell everybody about your Twitter setup. Just you should hold that one. So if you want to hear this, folks, it's not going to happen today. I need him to keep that one in his pocket. Keep that one in his pocket and bring it out tonight. You guys want to hear about the Twitter setup?
It is the greatest. It is the greatest story about setting up a Twitter account of all time. Like. I dare I say I'm actually impressed that Tony managed this.
Yeah, well, see, you gotta hold back. No more. Don't give the people too much. They should come out and listen to it and hear, watch some wrestling with you and chat about wrestling and whatever, and hear about the Twitter setup story.
Sorry, Gary. It's interesting Stan mentions this because I actually said a good couple of months ago, I genuinely said, why is it the case that Tony is allowed to pick after the matches have started? Like, it doesn't feel...
We know it's happened before because Sam has put in his picks after a match has started. He didn't put it in for that match, but after the matches have started. Right, I'm gonna say it did. He might say nah. You know what it was? I think what happened was when Arsenal lost to Brentford, and on that morning we found out like 3 players weren't going to be there, and he changed his pick. That's what it was. But I still didn't like it because it pissed me off because he got points for it and we lost. So, but Stan the man, Ray, the only way out of this corruption scandal is Tony forfeiting this week's round, and as it's come to light that this has been going on for a while, a 9-point deduction from it for Tony. I think I know why Stan is putting that 9-point deduction in there, and you can only understand why.
Is that 9-point deduction to do with Tony having an 8-point lead?
Probably on Stan. Stan's been doing really well this year, so I think that might be a little bit where that's coming from, that number.
Because obviously in FPL, regardless of the games, you can't pick after the first game. Whereas obviously, if you're picking up to when that specific game kicks off, then you have the benefit of the current team.
I hear that. That definitely makes a difference, doesn't it? It makes a difference. So I think all of my bets basically just went.
But then if you pick Fulham last night, you'd get points, but then you've still had less time to make that decision than the Monday. I know ultimately it's just a friendly competition. Like there's no, I'm not even involved. I'm a bit offended. I've never been invited in on this, to be honest, because I think I'd beat all your.
Well, you got to be on the show. It makes sense when you're on the show.
I am on the show. I was literally on the show last week.
Like last Thursday?
No, it was last Sunday.
Yeah, Thursday is when we usually do it, though. So that's the problem. If it's usually on Thursdays when we discuss it. On Sunday, we don't usually discuss much about it. So that's probably why you're feeling like, you know what? Yeah. So sorry about that, Mr. Thompson. You're not getting cut out. You're not.
I thought
you know,
I thought I was getting cut out because of racism, but
no,
obviously,
no, no, that's
obviously,
not true at all.
I
Oh, I
thought it
still,
might have been a
I
little
still
bit
have
of
some. I put in some round robins, so I still have some maybe hopefully some money's coming to me if I want to. So here's a question for you. I put some round robins in. I put some. You say I put a
okay.
bid in,
Yeah,
and they
I
give
think
you the opportunity to cash out because I think they gave me an
yeah,
opportunity to cash out on a bet, and I did it, and it made sense at the time because I ended up losing, and I would have lost more. I would have lost my bet, but I was able to at least
yeah, yeah, yeah.
gain
You
some
got some of
profit.
your money back. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think a
like
round
I'm looking at.
robin in America is different to England though,
Mm,
because in England a round robin is 3 picks and there's different
the reason why they call it
combinations.
round robin is because it's every. So you pick. You have your. As you know, you could pick like 8 teams like
Yeah,
you could have an 8-team parlay, but then if you wanted
yeah,
to basically have all combinations of those 8 teams in a
yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, or 6,
Yeah, no,
7
see, we were just called out
parlay.
8 teams full cover because
Oh,
you're
okay, you
covering
call it full
every
cover. We call it
combination.
round robin because
Yeah,
round robin means you just go through all of the combinations and
yeah.
you
No,
you
round
choose.
robin's a separate bet in England. So
Mm,
3. I couldn't explain what it is because it's dependent on which of the 3 wins. Like one is designated as A, B, and C. So it would depend
that's
on
a totally
what
different.
one, and then add. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Mm. Okay, it's totally different than what we have here. Yeah, 3 match ban is 9 points. 9 points. I get you. I get you, Stan. Or could just let Tony set up the stream for you. You know what? That would have been. You know what? That. You know what? That I think Mr. Tom he lost. He lost. He missed out on an opportunity there, and he could have probably filmed something for it. Either and had. Oh, that would have been. Yeah, that would have been something. But you'll hear about the Twitter story later tonight. I'm not gonna. He's not gonna bring it up now. No way.
It's a great.
Got to bring it up with Tony
It's
there.
beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
that's not
beautiful.
true. Yeah, yeah. Pixar allowed up to
Um,
kick off a said game. You know what? It up to the game. Why can't you just pick? I mean, it is going on. Especially if like there's injuries, concerns, and stuff. You should be able to change, right? So what we got here? Banter aside, I always do my utmost to get upset picks from all of you. So there you go. So I don't know if he reaches out to you, Mr. Tom, but you should be able to get your bets in. Yeah, there you go.
to time is the key thing.
Ton can come on in for the next season. So he's saying it looks like you've been cut off this season. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I accept this, Ray. I accept this because,
Banter side of
and
games.
what is the moral? The moral of this story is if you complain enough, like on the internet, you'll be allowed
Yeah,
to play next season.
yeah, yeah. So what else we got going on here? Cheaters don't prosper. To prosper, you don't cheat. Make of that what you will.
Cheaters don't prosper. To prosper, you don't cheat. Yes, say that to Sir Alex Ferguson.
Fergie time is not cheating, right? That's just part of the game, I guess. Just part of the game. Tony has just picked West Ham 9 minutes before the game. There you go. So Tony has he's picked up West Ham, right? So
I wonder what Tony has seen in the stats because I know he likes his stats. That tells him West Ham are going to win this. I'd like to know his thinking.
West Ham against Newcastle. I just don't see it. I just don't see it at all. I know what the one thing that West Ham has, Antonio I think is a brute and up front he can on his day, but he can hold up against the defense of a Newcastle, you know, because he is swift on his feet, but he hasn't. I don't even know if he's been starting much these days, but I think he can pose a question. Let's see who they think will start today. They should already have that in there, right? Lineup should be already ready to go. Come on, let's go.
Well, since the
lineups here.
game kicks off in 5 minutes, I'm
So the
hoping they
lineup
do.
here is you've got Antonio up top with Ben Rama beside him. Got Palmero, Rice, Paqueta, and Kufal on that midfield. Aguerd,
Do you guys
Ogbonna,
know
and
that Leeds played Man United twice in 8 days? Did you know that?
so Leeds. So that's like easy 3 points for you, right? 6 points.
Oh yeah, obviously we're
And
gonna steamroll
Casemiro
Man
isn't
United
playing in
twice.
either one of them probably because he's out for 3 matches.
That is quite useful. I thank him for that. But because we were meant to play them when the Queen died, so obviously the match was rearranged, and it happens that they rearranged it for the same week. We're already playing them, so we're now playing them. I think we're playing them away on Wednesday and then at home on Sunday. And
very nice.
I love playing them because I hate them.
There you go. So you have an opportunity to play them down, one of their talented midfielders, and you should take advantage of that. But the luck came in after the first game kicked off. That is true. The luck. Anybody who picked Everton would have been happy. They would have got at the least 9 points. That's crazy, right? 9 points, and they got all 18. Craziness. In my humble opinion, Tony has missed out on 8 points today. Stan and Sam picked up 8 points. All right. A 16-point swing. Who did Sam pick again? I forget because I saw his pick come in. I was tempted to choose it, and I didn't. I didn't choose it. I was tempted to change. I went for the easy 3 points, and I think I got my 3 points. And yeah, Tony told me he just woke up late and wanted to pick Everton. See, there you go. I don't like that guy. I don't like him. I don't like Tony at all. Why would he think that? That's okay. What a chancer. Yeah. He could have put the pick in if we went to bed and then said, if I wake up, I might change it. Silly man. I would have been upset, though. Yeah. Yeah. And Leeds will bamboozle them. They will line up less Jess March style, get batted, then hire Big Sam and win 4-0. So there you go. He thinks Marsh won't even make it to the second Man United match. Interesting. If there's no point,
It's interesting. It's very interesting. He's wrong, but it's interesting.
Tony is extremely shrewd for what I'm reading.
He is shrewd.
Opportunities available.
You know,
it's
genius.
As you said, it's available to everybody. You can make your changes as late as possible as you want, but
it's genius. What's the point? What's the point in having the game if no one gives their picks on the Thursday night because you're all waiting to 2 minutes before the matches start of the weekend? Tony's a genius. I mean,
everybody
totally
has that opportunity. So it's not a genius. The man just woke up late. That's all. You make it sound like he planned this.
It totally doesn't undercut the premise of the game to actually make the picks on the show that the game is played on. It'd be like me doing betting in the dark, but only on the stoop, and then only releasing the picks 30 seconds before the kickoff.
Tony credit for being late. Stop it. No. Stop it. Everybody has the same opportunities. It isn't a plan. Tony didn't plan this. This is like a happy mistake, like Arteta and Edu, and like probably our Edu in terms of you don't get this player, you get maybe even a better player because you were football gods were on your side. Yeah.
I was thinking he's a genius, but then I remembered what happened with Twitter, so. We'll go 50-50 on the Tony.
I put in a round robin, and I didn't realize it, but I put in. You must play the last and the first game of the one of the last games and one of the first games of the week because I'm like, why do I have 2 Leeds picks in this round robin? So I'm hoping you win your next 2 matches. Let's just say that.
You back Leeds to win at Old Trafford.
I didn't realize it, but yes, I did. No Casemiro. Remember that.
All I'm going to say is Leeds haven't won there in a league match since 1981.
Yeah, you got all these stats
won
mean
there
absolutely
in-
nothing. I don't want to hear the stats.
Haven't won there in any match since 2010.
This is not the rule, Stan. There is no. The rule states you can get your picks in just before the game. You're picking
That's a
going
common
before the
sense.
game.
That's what it should be. That's what the rule
That is
should
not
be.
the rules. That's not the rules. Everybody has this opportunity.
It's clearly not the rule. It's clearly
But it is
not.
an advantage for anybody else. Everybody has the same advantage, if you want to call it that.
I find it fascinating how everyone has different views on this. It's truly fascinating. But also fascinating is Colonel Ward, because I think he has leads, like when you have things copied onto your phone, like clipboard.
Yep.
I think he's got leads on his clipboard. He just goes, "What am I going to say about Leeds today?" Bang. Leeds is Leeds. Leeds is Leeds. Leeds is shit. Shit. Terrible. Leeds is Leeds. Mr. Tom, Leeds.
You know what? This isn't a horse race because we don't start all the games at the same time. It looks like Newcastle is jumped ahead really early here. So,
Stan, I'm going to tell you something that's going to blow your mind. Online, on certain websites, you can bet halfway through a horse race.
So there you go. So even the betting people let you take bets on games that I have not completed. So, interesting.
I wouldn't recommend that. I think it's madness. But
well, you know
I
what?
think it's fair.
Yeah, true. So Newcastle looks like Newcastle's already scored. So this game is not looking good for West Ham. I believe that's the alert.
Yeah, obviously, 99% of betting companies wouldn't stand for that shit.
Yeah. No, but you know what? This isn't a horse race, anyways, where you've got 9 matches going on at the same time. I get that. This isn't that. These are 9 separate horse races you can bet on. There just happens to be only 2 horses in the race. Possible ball out of play, and I think that ball's out of play, well out of play. This is coming back if VAR has their way. The ball's well out of bounds when he brings it back in and puts the cross in. So yeah, this Newcastle goal should come back. And Joe Willock scored, but I don't think it counts. This should be an easy one. I think they put he just called it. It is a not a goal. Ball was out of play before the cross came back in. The cross came in. So there you go.
Well, Newcastle is jumped
on them early. That's in the first minute of the match. Stan, who makes the who made the rules and not enforced them? They assemble. That's not the right wording there. The rules are being enforced. Stan doesn't like the rules. Oh, they just scored again. That was too easy. That was really easy there. You got Callum Willem has scored, and I think that's one of the bets that Mr. Tom brought. Was it the first goal? I can't remember now.
Yes.
It was the first
Callum
goal.
Wilson scored first, Anthony Gordon scores last. Newcastle win 2-0. We're on, baby.
There you go. So first score has been scored. They're in the 3rd minute here. That went too easy because I just looked around and I look back and Callum Wilson, let's see. Goalkeeper kicks it long in the middle of the pitch. Nice foot there from the defender. They lose the ball in the middle. Joe Linton hands it off, puts the ball up the middle to Callum Wilson. He's got 3 defenders around him. They can't get to him. One of the defenders keeps him on shot and right down the middle. Boom. Too late. Very nice put away there from Callum Wilson. Wow, that was really easy. And you know what? That makes me wonder all the time where it's like it doesn't matter how many defenders you have if you've got pace on them and you can beat them. Just make the pass. Make the pass. Yeah. Arsenal fan circle challenge controversy. There's no controversy. That is the rules are being followed.
Oh,
because you don't like
controversy.
No,
It's
there's no controversy.
controversial.
No, there is no controversy. Stop it, people. Great Sutton
I
is not
find it
there.
hilarious. I find it hilarious, but it is controversial.
It is not controversial. How is it controversial?
I've explained multiple times how it's controversial
It's not.
because your people are being afforded the time to. If I was playing this game in the current guise, I would literally wait until the Sunday when half the games have been played and go, oh, what's likely to be an upset out of this 5? Because then you have the advantage of knowing the team sheet. You have the advantage of knowing you've had an extra 2 days to everyone else for injury news and things like that.
Yep.
I'm not saying
But you have
Tony's
less
wrong.
games.
He's
You know
taking
what
advantage
happens
of
if
the situation.
But what if the last 2 games are against teams that are one place between? You can't do that. There's only ever usually 3 or 4 matches that actually can be considered an upset sometimes because of the positioning of the teams and also the quality of the teams. Right today, the big upset was Everton, and if you really were thinking about it, and everybody was saying it, if this could be a banana peel for Arsenal, right?
Not
Lots of people were saying that. I heard draw.
No one
I heard draw
thought Everton
multiple
would win
times.
this.
I heard a lot of people talking about a draw, and that is an upset, right? So yeah, it was out of play.
Everyone was sat there going, Arsenal are going to win this comfortably.
I expecting it because I expected us to come in confident. Yeah, football god's favorite, Mr. Tom. So Tony can submit his pick after 6 matches have already been played. If that's the case, the game is rigged and I withdraw. What? You're going to withdraw and you're in second place? Stop it. Stop it. You're not withdrawing. It's been that way since you've been doing this for the last 2 or 3 years. Nothing's changed. If it was something new, I would tell you, yeah, you got me. It's the same rules we were playing with the entire time. The entire time when you were betting like teams that were like 4th and 5th in the table. It's been that way since then. So
let me categorically state this. I am not saying Tony is cheating. I'm saying he is very cleverly taking advantage.
You are giving
of
too
the
much
situation
credit
the
and
rules
credence
are
to
affording
the actions of one said Tony Turner. Stop it.
That man doesn't. He's doing really well on this.
Yeah, he's been doing pretty well, but I don't think it's planned. I think he's just been lucky. That's just me. Yeah. Tony's not changing anything. Tony's playing with the same rules everybody else is.
I'm not saying anyone's done anything wrong. I said months ago that I'm surprised Tony is allowed to make his picks.
You've got the assembled like
the first
confirming whatever you're saying. I don't nah. Stop it, people.
Right.
These are the rules. You don't like them? That's your problem. You haven't played at a disadvantage. It's been the same rule. Nothing's changed. How can you be out at a disadvantage? You don't always get your picks in because sometimes you're not even on the show and the picks get in. So that's not true. Nah. So Tony missed points today. So everybody, if you have a chance to catch him, you can. So there you go. So as I said, Newcastle.
How many points would you have got for Everton today out of interest?
18
in this game.
18.
That's a lot of points.
And if they drew, you would have got 9. So you would have got tons of points no matter what happened.
Yeah.
Those opportunities don't come up all the time, and also
I don't.
Those opportunities don't follow through most of the time.
No, I actually think the game itself is an interesting premise. Like, it's not. I've never seen it before. Like when I first, I was like, "Why? What are they upset pick?" The game itself is really interesting. I just think that in my opinion, it should be tighter in terms of a timeline.
Because you don't like the rules. Go make your own upset pick with your own rules.
I'm not even in it, so it's not like I'm losing and then like getting angry at the rules. I'm from the outside saying what I think the issue with it is.
Yeah,
I'm not involved. I'm not involved.
Well, I
But
expect
I'm
you to
getting
be
involved.
bad. I expect you to go and be screaming at Mr. One Tony Turner today about the way that he manipulated this system.
Why? I'm
Yeah,
impressed they did it.
these are
I'm
the
not
same
saying he's
rules,
wrong.
and it's nothing
I'm
to change.
impressed that he's doing it.
You These are stop giving this man all this credit for something he didn't plan this. I'm telling you, Tony. There is no way the man sat there with a mischievous smile and a giggle and said, "Oh, this is what I'm going to do today." He did not do it. No, no. When you tell your story about the Twitter, to remember this moment and then try to tell me that this was planned. Okay.
I actually thought the name was quite clever, Ray. Like Tony made it up. I'll give him credit. Tony made the name up. And when he first told me it, I was like, "That's it."
Time wasting. Tony's a technical genius. See, that's where you're going with your comments, Mr. Tom. People think he's a genius now. Come on.
He is.
We all know,
Mr.
Tony. We all know. Athlete
Don't get me wrong. I have a Tony story which clearly shows he's not a genius. but you're gonna have to come on to the full Nelson podcast tonight to hear that.
There you go. I'm looking forward. You guys should be looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to either being there or listening to it for sure.
I'm a great storyteller, and I don't sound great at many things, but I tell great stories.
Of course, there's an advantage. If you're stuck between the early games and a game that followed once you've seen the result of the early games, you now have an advantage as your odds. Everybody has it. You can choose to do that yourself, Stan. It's if you choose not to, you can't say, "Oh well," because he did.
My point on this, and I will stand by this, right? If you all did what Tony did, then the game's no longer part of your podcast because no one's making the picks on your podcast. That's my issue with that. Ultimately, it's a game created by a podcast which ultimately isn't being carried out on the podcast because he's making his picks on the Saturday, not the Thursday night. That's my issue with it.
All right.
And I don't think that's an unfair point to make.
No, it probably isn't. But it isn't a rule breaker or a genius. In this case,
I don't think he should be shot for it. It's very low on the stakes of things that people should be punished for.
You don't think he should be shot for it, but maybe he should lose a limb for it. It's probably what you're going to say next, right?
I actually wasn't, but now you don't have this opportunity, weren't it?
Oh man. Yeah, I don't believe he knows.
That is my opinions on it.
You guys are giving him. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. Tony knows it. I'm just joking here. I hope he knows. Okay, cool. If that's how we're playing, I'm out. Oh, so now he's gonna quit. He's gonna quit. You're in second place. Why are you gonna quit? Obviously, whatever you're doing is working.
Media laughing back. No. All I will say is that I can understand Stan's grievance.
No, but Stan's only concern is this: it makes him look bad. That's all. He lost to Tony Turner. He hasn't even lost yet. It's not even over.
Oh yeah,
you guys got me backing up Tony Turner here and certain. I don't like that either. I mean him on Friends.
All I'm gonna say is I'm thrilled that this has become a discussion point because it's
you know what? Because this game could be over if Newcastle scores again. Because I don't know how West Ham's going to score in this defense, especially when they've got they could just sit back. And we know they can do that. So Stan, beat him on the field. Stop. Don't quit. Come on, you can't be a quitter. Come on. You got 18 more matches to go. Probably 17 because of the way that the games are staggered. So some games it'd be hard to bet on because they'd be spread out over the course of the
I
season.
was going to ask Ray not to get too complicated into it, but if you have a game week in the midweek, do you not do that? Like, do you?
It has to
not
be a full
believe
slate usually. It has to be either a full slate or like
Right.
at least half the matches. In this case, they won't be because they're just makeup
Yeah.
games, right?
Yeah,
So
of course, yeah.
we haven't been
Yeah,
able
that's right.
to do every match because they've been spread out. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
yeah. So a lot of the midweek games we don't do unless all the teams play, and that's not usually the case, right? So, but yeah, no, it's a cool thing to do. I understand what you're saying, Mr. Tom, in the sense that we bring it up on the show, we talk about it, and then you don't know what the people said. So yeah. So as Ray says, typically there's 10 games to choose from. Because the thing about it, if it was a midweek game and you hadn't bet on it earlier, or if you did, you could have missed out because the table, the table position is different. So you couldn't do that. So unless there's a full slate of teams, it's hard to do that.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I say though, these are just my opinions on it as someone who's not involved in it, but I'm just looking at the situation and being like, what about this?
Yeah.
What about that? Sort of thing.
True. So I think
because ultimately I'm still on 0 points. Ultimately,
it looks like I think it is Zach Ramirez. He might have just taken a shot. Oh no, it's not Ramirez, but a Newcastle player just took a ball to the head. Yeah, it was a shot down the middle, and he just right off his head. Yeah, he's going to be feeling that one. Emergency meeting. You can't change it mid-season. Come on. You can't change the rules mid-season just because Stan doesn't like it. Nothing's changed.
Stand right.
No,
he's
not right.
With it.
No, but the fact that Ray thinks it's time to actually bring it up and for a discussion, can't change it mid-season all of a sudden. You can't change the rules mid. You can't say, all right, I'll take your bet now, and you know what? Because I'm doing it now, we're going to change it on you. You can't do that.
Who's betting on this? No, I've not bet on this.
I'm just saying.
Obviously, Obviously, I'm betting on Tony to win it because I think he's an incredible player at this, from what I've seen.
Yeah. No, I don't think you can just change the rules just because somebody's not happy all of a sudden.
But the rules don't disadvantage anyone. The rules are what basically, in my opinion,
they weren't
should be like
disadvantaging anybody before. They weren't just nobody was getting more than the other person. The way the rules were set up. If you feel like somebody's being shrewd and smart about it, and you're not doing
everyone
it,
knew this for months.
No, it's been like this for years. This has been nothing has changed for years.
No, what I'm saying is like Stan found it out.
He found his collusion this morning.
I knew Tony was putting his pick in on the Saturday or Sunday for months. And I was saying that this is bollocks. I said it to Tony. I was like, Tony, this is bollocks that you're allowed to do this. Here.
Bringing in Kedia into this thing. Or you bring in Henri. Which one is it? Which one is it, Colonel Ward? You bringing in Kedia or Henri? Which one is it? Yeah. As Ray said, everybody's free to make their pick when they want to make it, as long as they follow the rules. Those are the rules. Yeah. Like you said, I don't know why we're still talking about this. These are the rules. If you don't like them, that's on you.
Either way, I've had a fantastic time discussing this. And if you haven't, that's your business. But I had fun, and that's all that matters.
We're talking about video games. I was talking about Arsenal, and now we're talking about rules to a game that has nobody wins anything at the end except for brownie points. According to Stan, that's a big deal. He doesn't want to have to look up at Tony.
Yes,
see, there you go. There you go. Ozil is showing his face
with Ozil.
He's right. He's playing video games. He's not putting his picks in. He can't be bothered to put his picks in because he's playing video games.
And I'm already studying I'm already studying what I think the 2024 fixture list will be. And
yeah, I
you know what?
I would not doubt come next season, Mr. Tom sitting at
I'm
the
gonna
top of the table.
I'm gonna do the opposite to Tony. Instead of giving the result, instead of giving the picking 5 minutes before it kicks off, I'm just gonna hand Ray a list of my picks in August for the following 40 weeks.
I would like to see how you do with that. I would like to see how you do with that. That'd be cool.
I'm gonna make every pick at the start of the season, and we'll see how I get on in the upset challenge. And I could end up with 0 points even before they kick off because one team might not be below the other.
You should win something for that. If you could do that and win 0 points, meaning you don't pick an upset in the entire in a 38 game season. There you go. As Colonel Ward says here, Tony's a mix of Henri with his pace and King Eddie, arguably incredible finishing. So there you go. That is Tony Turner in a nutshell, folks. If Tony was,
I actually think Tony should, even if Tony goes on to not win this, if Tony goes on to not win this, he should be awarded some kind of Hall of Fame induction or something because
it's been revealed. The Tony envy
he's
is
changed
real.
the game.
He didn't change anything. Stop it.
Played the game. He's played the game in such a way that we're actually discussing the rules of the game.
He is not an innovator. I just told you about when Mr. Sam put his pick in. Stop it. It's not innovation.
Yeah, but Sam was copying Tony. Yeah, but Sam was trying to be Tony. So
no. And Stan is following in suit with his the man he looks up to. He's moving to Turkey. Yeah, he's decided he's going to go play there.
I'm
in
awe
he's
of Tony.
Gwendouzi. He could definitely be a Gwendouzi.
I want to be Tony Turner when I grow up.
Oh no, people! You heard it. Oh no, we're all looking up at Tony Turner. That is a problem. I keep telling you, there's problems in the world.
My boy.
That might be one of them. Yeah. The jealousy of Tony is unreal. Yeah, Stan is like, he's gonna take his ball and go home now because they keep taking his ball and scoring with it, and he can't do it because guess what? He can't hold up under the pressure.
If Tony ends up finishing last, it will be hilarious because it'll be.
He can't finish last. It's gonna be really tough. That's gonna be really tough. That means that everybody else has to be perfect and pick the best. So he won't be last for sure, but he could lose this thing because Stan. If they call it Stan the man, the man stands up. Guess what? He can take. He's even Ivan Tony. So there you go. He makes his picks. He's made like 238 picks that Stan is not happy with.
Oh, this is incredible. Just.
Tony's not even here. Nobody's standing up for
Tony
him.
Doesn't need to defend himself because you're doing it for him.
And you know what? You guys are because he's got no friends. None of his friends here. You're supposed to be his buddy, and you're like, nope, tripping him as he goes down the stairs. That's what you're doing. The man is going down the stairs, and you just tripped him.
Hey, I've openly acknowledged his genius, and I'm not even being sarcastic when I say that. He is genius at this.
Mr. Tom, you can't say that with a straight face. Come on.
Listen, look, we're not talking about him making Twitter accounts, all right? He is a genius at this. Gary's saying, what's that? What do you mean KFC are out of chicken? He's furious. He's upset. He's at the bargaining stage of denial.
Sorry, I just got he's basically playing with a stacked deck. Same with the same deck you got. Man's been counting cards. You guys are giving him too much credit. This isn't Rain Man. Stop it, man. This is not Rain Man. Stop it.
Tony's been sending the donation money to Ray.
Yeah, Ray, I did read. Didn't I read your? Didn't I? Oh, I didn't read it. So here we go. So Ray, Tony's leading at halfway stage. Has best chance to win the league in years. You know he bottles it. Come on, everybody. This is where you got to forget. You got to forget all of the positions. Remember the man. Talking about Tony Turner here.
You say that this is the third season. So who won the previous 2 seasons?
It wasn't Tony. I'll tell you that much.
That's a saucy.
I think Sam might have won it last season, if I recall. I'm not sure who won it, but I think one season I was first with like 3 or 4 matches to go, and then I missed all of them, and I think Ray caught me or something like that. So so there you go.
So
it's not been.
So basically,
I don't think it's been the same person.
So Sam, let's say Sam did win last year. What you're telling me is Sam basically was like, how do I up my game this year? Well, now I need to look at how a true legend of the game plays it, a true Hall of Famer.
I am sorry, but you know what? You're supposed to be his friend, and you're just like, you're bigging him up, and you know he's not that big. Come on. This is Tony Turner we're talking here, people.
But let me tell you something.
You guys are praising the man.
Marvelous.
Stop it. Why are you praising him? Come on.
Because he's winning.
You know.
He's winning. No matter how we can slice it, he's winning. He's in front. He's top of the tree, top of the pile, top of the mountain.
The perfect ruse. There you go. Oh, there you go. Tony is verbal Kent. There you go. The man's limping out here. And next thing you know, he's walking.
Kind of saucy.
You guys are giving him too much, man. No way.
And just like that, he was gone.
He's gone. This conversation starting to rival Tony's shirt. Yeah. You know what? On the road trip, on the trip, you never know where we're gonna go. This road trip has gone in a direction I did not think it would. I ever thought we'd be talking about video games and Tony being this mad genius, this verbal.
I would have called verbal Kent like that.
Challenges, I never thought that would happen. He's being Lewis Hamilton.
I would have called him.
Oh my gosh! Hey, if you wanted to follow suit, you could have done that. You could have been Stefan if you wanted. You could have been Stefan if you wanted.
I would have sat there listening to his story, and I'd have been like, that part of the story. Your story sounds eerily similar to everything that is currently in this room. Spoiler alert. Is it too soon? Is it too soon to talk about the end of The Usual Suspects that came out 30 years ago? I think. Oh wait.
You can talk about it if you want. I cannot believe we saw this football today from my team. Team came out today and looked really, really, really bad.
I think Tony's paying Gary. Personally, I think Tony has slipped Gary some extra coinage because Gary's defending Tony, but he's also doing why are you all saying he's genius? Like when he is genius, but you're trying to present it like we're wrong, and it's like, no,
you are wrong because you guys are making you guys are just changing the rules to suit your benefit and then complaining about it. Stop it. You're just sore losers.
You're flipping the dynamic right. And then flipping. How can I be a sore loser in something I'm not competing in?
You all of y'all, as they say. Ray, you're not putting any huge asterisks on it just because Stan doesn't like it. Stop it. Just because he's the squeaky wheel doesn't mean you have to oil it down and quiet. You just oil it down and quiet it down. It's the same. No, nothing's changed. If you want to change it next season and buckle under the pressure of one Stan the man, that's on you, you little man. But if you're going to be a big man about it and say, no, these are my rules, I'm sticking by it, stand up with chest. Put your chest out and say no, right, Stan? This is how it goes down. I am the the sheriff in this town. These are the rules. So deal with it.
Oh my God.
Deal with it. There we go. This is gonna be the Arsenal fan circle screw job, and I'm Bret Hart. So there you go. There you go. So Ray, be a man about it. And this is your rules, man. Don't let Stan take it away from you. He's trying to take all the power from you. Nah. Take it back. Tell the man this is how it is.
Nah. I don't. Yeah. I loved it.
No, when you got the assembled agreeing with
you know, I know Assembled's an astute individual because he's with me. He sees the triple agency.
You know what? I don't think so. I think that is a problem right there. You got the assembled on your side. The man.
I know the assembled never agrees with me on anything, so that's how I know I'm definitely right.
That's a problem. That right there is a problem. When it's not normal, it's a problem. That yes, thank you. You have just confirmed what I've been thinking. That is a problem, right? If the man's on your side,
this is wonderful.
Sheriff needs to call Tony tonight.
I'm telling you. If you guys come on this stream tonight, you'll have fun.
Yeah,
you'll have fun because Tony is the world's most ingenious upset pick player I've ever seen. He's the only player I've ever seen.
I don't know who this Earl Hebner is. Tell him to ring the bell quickly. Nah.
Oh, that's Earl Hebner's the referee who screwed Bret Hart for real when he was forced to end the contest for real during the contest.
You guys, nah. Nothing shady going on here. You know, nothing was shady going on in that fight, right? Just because you didn't like the results doesn't mean anything shady was going on, because wrestling is real. And, you know, I just got an alert. We're all going to like it. There's a cross coming in right now. Declan Rice is about to put a cross in, and I think you're going to like what you hear next. You might not, but you will. So to see Declan Rice putting a cross in, let's see how this thing. I know how the results are. So the cross comes in, and nice little touch there from Paqueta, and he puts a touch on the ball and he puts it past the goalkeeper. Very nice at the far corner. Very nice goal there. They did not shine. He had all the space in the world. He's able to put it away. Will Tony show up to his maiden voice for his show? That's Tony Toner first. The fact we had to think about it. Yeah.
Whose side is he on?
1-0. I am not part of this group that's on this. Tony Turner is a genius and a madman and a smart person and all this stuff. I'm not saying that. You guys are saying that.
I'm gonna quote what Denzel Washington once said about Tony. They said Tony's playing chess while we're all playing checkers.
That right there, folks. That's why you need to come and listen to the Twitter story tonight, because you're going to go, in one breath, the man's playing chess, you're playing checkers, and in the next breath, Twitter story. So, you know what? That's why you guys need to be around for that. So, do you remember that, Mr. Tom, when you talk about your Twitter, but before that, you have to mention how much of a mad genius and a shrewd negotiator and a shrewd, better pick maker, upset challenge a contestant he is. All right, Tony, the biggest heel in podcasting.
Listen, I'm happy to go on record by saying Tony Turner is the finest man I've ever met.
Yeah, see, look at this. As Ray said, man gives Tony too much credit. You guys are giving the man all this credit. You know what, Cheddars? This could happen. If Tony goes and meets his maker, the man might say, you know what, I'm done. I get to take a vacation now. Here you go. Based on you guys' comments here, the man walks on water.
I heard that Tony supervised his own birth.
He told the doctor how to do it. You're doing it all wrong.
Yep.
And you know what? You know what they cuddled him in when he was done, right? The shirt, right? The shirt. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Stan, now you're fighting. These are fighting words. Don't. You better watch your back, buddy. Watch your back.
Oh,
Bring-
this is incredible.
He went there. Stan went there. You're backing Tony Turner as a mad genius. Stop it. I am nowhere. That was terrible. That's really poor. I didn't like that at all. Really, really. That's really upsetting me now. Now you just stab me in the back. You know, I almost cursed
I would
there.
have called verbal kid. I would have caught him.
Yeah, he fell down. There you go. As Cheddar said, Tony lost his virginity before his dad. So there you go. That's where Tony Turner is,
facts.
man.
That's
oh my
facts.
gosh.
Facts.
And we got a good match
facts.
here. They're in the 35th minute. It's 1-1 at Newcastle. What is Newcastle again? I have this listed somewhere, but where are they playing today? West Ham?
Yeah, at Newcastle.
Toonville?
In Newcastle. Yeah.
Toonville?
In Newcastle.
All right. I had to because I needed to know the names, I do have their names near here. And
at St. James's Park.
St. James's Park in Newcastle upon Tyne. I don't know why is it up to Newcastle upon Tyne? Is that right? Upton Pine?
Tyne. Tyne.
Tyne. Sorry, my fault. I can't read. That was me.
Tyne.
I don't know where I got time from. Yes, sir.
Tony has created the earth and everything in it. You know how people suffer from like a delusion that the world revolves around them and they are like the hero of the story of Earth? Well, Tony actually is the hero of the story of Earth. Like, we've only lived our lives independently of everyone to all converge to Tony's whim. As part
I thought
of
you were going to
story.
say we only live our life this way because Tony allows it. I thought that's where you were going to go.
That is kind of true as well. That is kind of true because one time
I have a nice cross in here if this works out. Got a shot from distance from Ben Rama, but he was wide of the mark. So
there was one time I was going to eat a donut, and then a bird swooped down to nab the donut, and I thought, Tony must not need me to have a donut.
There you go. And as Stan says here, the biggest trick that Tony ever pulled was making people believe he didn't exist. So there you go. Yeah. Oklahoma Tony running the world. We just never knew it. There you go from Ray. Tony is lurking in the chat box. Oh my God. Oh, he's here. He's there, Ray, plotting his next move. You guys stop bigging him up. He's not that man. We created this monster. Man used to answer big questions with yes or no. That part is true. Now Tony has some nonsense.
That can't be true.
The best part is we would like have conversations and like everybody you of course would put in there 2 or 3 minutes worth of response, and then Tony Turner, yep. That's all you got? Yep. You're like, oh, now it's just nonsense coming out of his mouth most of the time. Now it's Maitland-Niles was the FA Cup, MVP. Now it's whatever not. Oh, the youth. It's 16-year-olds.
He was the FA Cup MVP though, and the reason I know that is because Tony said it, which means it's obviously true. Tony wouldn't lie for a start, okay?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
No one puts Tony in the corner.
Yeah. So Ray, how are you going to make the Tony situation go away? There's no situation to go away. There's nothing to change. Nothing needs to change. Just because Stan's whining. I don't like the rules. I don't like the rules. The man's sitting in second place. What are you whining about? You make it sound like you're paying for this. Nobody's paying for this. Tony is the Moriarty of upset
But I'm
picks.
going
There
to
you
bring
go.
it up on a weekly basis to make sure that it never goes away.
Or do you have to win by 2 goals with goal scorers?
I lost,
Got
Colonel.
you, Stan. This is Ray, the Assemble. We will just never speak of this in the hope it goes away. But as you just heard, Mr. Tom
it would never go away. It would never go away.
You know what? I have no doubt.
Forever.
Here we go. I have no doubt on Betting in the Dark with Mr. Tom that they will be a segment on Tony's upset challenge picks of the weekend, and it'll just be a spinning wheel, and you'll never know where it's going to stop.
I was about to say that could never happen because that would mean Tony would made his pick before Friday.
It's a wheel that never stops.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the only way it could be. I'd be like, Tony's about to make his pick, and he's still going. It's still going.
Man, you guys are funny. Yeah. Though you have to bet to formulate.
I formulated one, Ray, and it lost. All right.
See, this is Stan coming in like I don't know if this. Did any of you guys see Person of Interest when they had the trial at the end? That's Stan. It's because he don't like what's going on, even though those are the rules. The man's just creating his own court, bringing in his own people, and then judge.
I'm gonna say in my statement, court will be in session. Because I'm an actor, you see. So
yeah, Stephen, what is this now? Just you wait. Next show, he'll bring up not playing the youth as why he didn't win. You're true about that, Stephen. We didn't play the youth today. We had one academy player on the bench. He didn't come on. And one. That's probably why we lost for sure.
So does Tony believe Arsenal need to bring in the youth players?
Oh, definitely. You didn't hear that on our show? Come on, you were there.
It went on for so long that I forgot what he was actually arguing for.
He just wants to. Arsenal is not using their youth, even though they have one of the youngest teams in the league, and players that have gone through the academy. Maybe not from the start, but they've come up through the academy, right? So I don't know. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Yeah,
I think I'm going to have to keep the light off, Colonel, for another night.
Yeah. 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 There you go. So the rule will be in the banner tomorrow, folks. So, you will see it on the show.
Tony knows that he has become an enigma wrapped in mystery, wrapped in genius, but covered by clever ingenuity.
You guys are...
And then wearing a shirt that was forged from fires of a different shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. I've enjoyed this chat. At some point, I'm going to have to leave because I'm going to get hungry. I don't want to eat.
And I need to prepare.
Let's just say
for destruction.
Maybe if you call it something else apart from upset, like keep everybody happy, no one would be upset, right? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. And you guys are just letting Stan run with this thing. It's nothing's happening here. There is nobody's being disadvantaged here.
Conspiracy.
There is no conspiracy. Yeah, there is no nobody at fault. Nobody's taking advantage of anybody else. Stop it.
When we were donating to Tony's 24-hour live stream, I wondered why I got £10 worth of Coke through the door. But then I realised it wasn't actually a real. What it was a front for a cocaine operation. Just saying.
So Stan wants to know what time is the show.
I can answer that. Bear with me.
I thought you said 12:30 your time.
Yeah, I'm going live at 12:45 my time, but I'm trying to work. I've got to work out what that is in Vancouver.
That's 6:45 his time, so he should be. He might be back if his dinner is fast. At least
Well,
he'll
yeah,
catch
but
the second half.
we'll probably be live for about 3 hours. So
he'll be fine there for
if
at least the half the show.
Yeah, I'm gonna
he's coming back.
I'm gonna put the link in the thing in, or when we finish this, I'll put the link in the chat.
Willock just got a yellow card for
definitely have access.
a poor challenge on there you go. 12:45 a.m. for those people across the pond. That's 7:45 on the East Coast. Actually, that's 3 hours difference, even more. What am I saying? That's 4:45. So Stan might catch the beginning of it. Correction. My bad. So yeah, you're right, Stan. You're 8 hours ahead of me. So 8 hours ahead of behind Mr. Tom. So yeah. So you might be able to catch the beginning of it, probably not the end. So and so far Tony is in line for points today because he had West Ham. He had West Ham. West Ham was I think they were 17th going into this match, and Newcastle was 4th. So that is 6.5 points at this point. So there you go.
But yeah, in all seriousness, if you genuinely can't sleep, if you're in England and you can't sleep at 1 a.m., why not nip on to my little show, and where basically me and Tony and an assortment of guests that are available will basically talk more nonsense. Because as much as I like to sit here and say I'm going to commentate on the live wrestling that's going on, very rarely do podcasts actually end up being what they are, but it's supposed to be. So it will be a fun time had by all.
There you go.
I'm going to enjoy it regardless because I make my own fun. But
yeah,
but you're all
like I
welcome.
said, it's 6.5 points,
Even
Ray. You're
Colonel.
right. 6.5 points at this point for Tony. So I don't know what Stan got today in his picks. His pick today. So we're in the extra time here. There's a 2 minutes of extra time. They are in the second minute already. Newcastle is attacking. Joe Linton's got the ball with 3 defenders around him. Goes down really easy. Paqueta has a nice grab of the neck.
I think
man.
the show starts at 4:45 in Vancouver.
Yeah, we got that. Ray,
yeah.
Ray had given him the time there.
Oh, thanks. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Ray's right. Sorry, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So I got a free kick coming from Trippier, right? Trippier, yeah. He puts the cross in. It's low and it gets headed out really easily by Paqueta. And it's crazy to think we couldn't find a way to use Willock on our team, yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay.
Tony initially said to me, "Oh, we should start an hour before for the pre-show." I was like, "I'm not staying up. I'm not watching the pre-show. I'm not watching the pre-show. It's mental. Only in his ideas."
Yeah. So like once again, 12:45 a.m. for you guys across the pond. 4:45 Pacific Standard Time. 7:45 p.m. for those.
It's going to be a great time.
Yeah, come join in. Sal How you say that? Palmatino and Verbal later. So there you go. You got Sal and Verbal later on tonight.
I'm gonna be watching it on my phone. Grab my phone about here, and I'm just gonna be relaying nonsense. Basically, it's gonna be great.
Yeah. See, this is Stephen, you got a point here. Newcastle looks vulnerable in set pieces today, and that was probably the only way they were going to score on us when we played them, right? I mean, this is where Arsenal needs to get a little bit more stronger in the air, because that's is probably the one thing they don't have on some teams. They're not going to bully people on a free kick. We don't do that. We might beat them with spacing and pace and stuff, but we're not strong enough to withhold any kind of resistance on an attack of a ball in the air. So, and people have said that multiple times. We need that big man in the middle, all right? So there you go. Yeah, and I think today Arsenal basically just rolled over. So that's kind of how it looked like today. Nobody wanted the points. So it's halftime here. It's 1-1 at St. James's Park. Is that right? Do I have that right? St. James Park. Yeah. It is it's a pretty big stadium. One of the biggest stadiums in the league.
About 50,000. About 50.
Yeah,
I think it's 52,000.
52,000 here, which is let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 7th biggest stadium. Yep, 7th biggest stadium in the league. So, pretty big stadium, right? So,
maybe one day they'll let Leeds play their home league games at Wembley.
Their home league games at Wembley.
I mean, it'd be really convenient for me, because then I could watch them every week.
That might be nice. But what about all the people from Leeds?
I don't care about them. They get to watch Leeds in
now,
Leeds.
Now Tony's part of some cartel. This is where this thing's going, people. This is where
goes to the top. There's a conspiracy up in here.
It goes all the way to the top. What top are you talking about? There is no top.
To the top of the mountain.
This is a Stan versus Tony battle here. That's it. Nobody else.
There will only be one winner.
The great conspiracy theory. There you go. So.
Stan's going to tell Tony to enjoy his cup of coffee in the big time. Cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Well, this was a great show. This was wonderful. I've had such a wonderful time.
I hope people enjoyed it. I didn't think it was going to go this long into the next game. Usually we don't go that deep into the next game, but it's been entertaining, and we've been chatting it up about some conspiracy that does not exist.
I look forward to the Netflix documentary about how Netflix have no customers because they've created some really weird thing where they don't want customers.
Yeah.
Come and sign up with Netflix, where we'll cancel all your shows, all your favourite shows when you're into them.
Yeah, Arsenal had aces and decided to just fold. They didn't want to. They thought the other player had 3 aces. You know.
That's what happened there. I'm sure Alonso and Sam will have a say as long as it's in agreement with what I say.
I know exactly. As long as I pay them off or something like that. Top 2 duke it out. Brilliant. So there you go. It's a closed case as far as I'm concerned. I'm sure. Alonso and Sam, definitely Sam is taking advantage of it. If there's no advantage, he's made his bets after the show.
You,
So
you,
there you
ju-
go.
you just literally said take advantage, which means that there's probably something to
You
take
can't take
advantage
advantage
of.
of a rule that is
I'm
the
just saying
rule.
what you said, but you
It is
said
an
it.
advantage. It is an advantage if you decide to wait it out, but it is a disadvantage too because you might miss out on the upset pick. Yeah, but we're not breaking any rules. If you take advantage that the other team is gonna fall on the back line, is that against the rules? No, that's just part of the
Okay.
game. Yeah,
I'd like
you
to
take
I'd like to award Netflix with my loser of the week award because someone wrote into them and basically said, if I'm in hospital, if a child is in hospital, how would they be able to watch their Netflix account? Because obviously they won't be able to use the home Wi-Fi. And Netflix basically went, well, they can't. Fuck those kids. I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible. Like,
Is that how
apparently
it
you
works
have
for
to
you? Is that
yeah,
how it works for you guys?
no, that's how it's going to work for everybody at the end of the month, something like that. They're
Oh,
making
I
it so
didn't
you
know there
can't
was.
share your password out. You can only share your password to people that are going to use it within the household that's paying for the Netflix.
So you can't use it on your data plan?
No, no, you have to. As far as I could be factually wrong on this, but you basically need to get like a temporary code for if you're going to be away from your. You basically have to beg Netflix to give you a code that will let you use Netflix away from your house. That's a thing. That's going to be a thing. They've said it.
Because I'm already paying extra because I have more than one person. Because if they allowed me to create multiple accounts, I would, but they don't allow you to do that. So how is your family supposed to be able to connect if they don't use the same account? It makes no sense. They allow you to have multiple people use it. I mean, it actually says is actually we actually pay for that. You can have like one account or you can have
Yep.
multiple,
No.
right? So you
No.
can have
I get that.
multiple
I
streaming
totally
streams
get
going
that. That's
on the
why
same
this is
time.
bullshit.
So
Yep.
it doesn't make any, at least for that, it doesn't make any sense that way. But what is this new thing? I get the password sharing and all that because I know some people will share the password around the world, right? And I can understand why they might have a problem with that. But within the same household, I don't get it. And then now you're saying you have to use what the same Wi-Fi?
Yeah. Basically, by the same household, what they're essentially saying is the people that use the Wi-Fi within that house.
Yeah, and like how do they track that? Because like if you put a VPN in, they wouldn't even know. But I think they actually do have an answer for that because I don't think you can use Netflix behind a VPN.
Right. I
So
just think it's very. It's one of these things that I hope backfires on Netflix, and
well, it
if
will
it is
backfire
successful,
eventually because it will
no, but if
backfire
it's
on them
successful,
eventually.
then
Yeah.
Disney will do it. Everyone else will. If this is successful, Disney and everyone else will basically be like, "Oh well, we can do that too, then, or we should be doing that too." When the answer isn't that you should be doing that, it's the answer is if you pay for it, anyone should be able to use it because you're paying customer.
hmm See, my thing is they shouldn't. They like right now they allow me to use my account. Like you can't have simultaneous streams, right? You have a limit. So if you like, for example, if you gave it to 10 people and the limit was 4, at some point somebody's going to get a message saying you can't access a stream because
Mm-hmm.
you've already hit the limit, which makes sense. I get it. That's what I'm paying for. So, but now you're saying if I walk outside my door and try to stream, I can't even do that now because I'm not like YouTube. I think allows you the same thing. If you're in your area, you can use it, which means, for example, if you walk outside your house and you stream it, you're fine. But if you go to another state, they might have they're going to let you know that you're out of the area, your home area, which makes sense. But I think it's probably going to backfire, and when these guys when they all because eventually everybody's going to do the same thing, right? everybody's going to be like, well, if Netflix is doing it, then I'm going to do it too. So now everybody will have the same restrictions, and eventually people will just say, screw it, right?
That's
Screw
why
it.
it's imperative this is not successful, because
Mhm.
if it is successful, everyone else that isn't currently doing this will do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, let's see here. You guys are talking about this thing here. What is this? If you can't see that licks be submitted before it could go, the game is gone.
Picks.
Hmm.
The
My
game's
family
gone. The
used
game's gone.
Yeah, yeah. That's what's gonna happen. Yeah. See, yeah. You have to check in each month, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. In a different house. I mean, we're talking like, I don't know. That's yeah. Yeah, it'll backfire because they aren't the biggest or best anymore. You know, the fact that others around, or the other streaming services have what people are looking for. And at some point, you just like screw it. Yeah, yeah. So
Right. Anyway, it's 6:30 here, and I'm hungry. Also, considering I'm going to have a long night.
true. That is true. That is true. I should let you go, and also I should get something to eat myself. Um, yeah,
A lot of people
yeah,
watched Friends though when it was on there.
yeah.
They made the whole
Yeah,
reunion stuff on the back of
true. But
how many
if no
people
more
watched
people,
it.
if people already had it, so they can't. At some point, you kind of saturate you've hit
Mm.
your subscriber base. You're not
I'm not
gonna be able to grow
necessarily
it enough.
saying they were right. I
Mm.
just mean it showed that there was an audience for Friends. Like people
No,
were
there's an audience for
still.
it, but the whole point of spending the money that they did was to
Oh
get your
yeah,
money
yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah. I'm not justifying that. I just mean it worked out really well for people that were invested in Friends because
True.
it showed, oh, why don't we get them back together? Why don't we make new ones or whatever they're going to end up doing?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. No, true. So we are going to head out of here, people. So, Mr. Tom, talk to the people.
yeah, as I usually say or allude to, thank you to everyone for supporting the show, participating. Many of you have actually participated throughout the entire 2.5 hours, which I find it quite staggering. Really, you're willing to do so. Obviously, always appreciated. If you can turn up later, I would genuinely appreciate that. Obviously, because it's literally my first stream. If anything, just watch the unmitigated disaster it will be on a technical level, because I don't know how to use StreamYard, so that's going to be fascinating in itself.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, thank you for supporting us as always. Yeah, have a good week, everyone. I hope all of your ailments are fixed, cured, etc. And obviously, hope Tony gets his picks on time next week. Cause
He got him in on time. Stop it. So stop with this nonsense that he got him in late. He didn't get him in late. He got him in on time. All right, people. So thank you for joining us. As Mr. Tom said, I did get to chat about my Arsenal. Probably got a lot of things off my chest. Mr. Tom got to talk about video games and rule breakers, according to him and Stan. Stan has created a conspiracy where there was none, and we talked about it for like an hour. Crazy, right? So we'll do this again next week. Arsenal will be playing on Saturday, so I don't know if it's at the same time. I believe I'll have the show. More than likely, if it's during game time, Sam most likely won't join because he likes to be able to just watch it in peace. I think I'll have the show going and I'll be watching the game. So it'll be a pseudo watch along. Maybe I'll even just do a full watch along when the game starts. Just because I don't want to change the time of the show just because of a game, because I know that was a possibility. So we'll do it. We'll do it. What time is the game next week? The game is at 10 o'clock. So there you go. So maybe I'll start our show 10 minutes early, an hour early, or I'll go into Ray's channel for the first half, and then we start it up here. So all right, people. Thank you very much. We'll do this again. And as I like to say, life is a journey. Don't waste the trip. Enjoy the ride. We'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you very much.